Welcome, I'll be reacting to Outlander Season 3, Episode 1.
After I finished editing this, I realized this is probably a little bit more of an extreme reaction than you're used to. I have finished recording the rest of Season 3 and absolutely loved it. Now that you have prior warning, enjoy.
This is not a market substitute. Please support the original. The music has changed. More melancholy. The battle joined. Well, it's about time. Yeah. Taking everything that's valuable. No way. Is that who I think it is there? At this point, your best bet is to play dead. Don't show any movement. Don't move, Jamie. Don't move! I just...
Travel canteen was a gift from my father on my 21st birthday. Mark me, Jen. I will watch the Duke of Cumberland drink from it when this day is done.
A lot of artillery going. I think he is on the left flank.
Diversion. Cumberland wants to rattle our nerves. If we stand fast and force them to come to us across the moor, then we will have them, sir.
Time is now.
Aye.
No. The charge is not going to work. Okay, it's bothering me that they just have the shield on their arm. And they're just like, oh, look at this pretty prop weapon that I have that I'm not using. Look at him. He's just holding it. Come on. Come on, stunt people. You can do better. Yes, yes, yes. Let us see the battle in the back, Jamie. We don't care.
Enjoying a wee whiskey.
Rear rank. Oh, they're so beautifully efficient. Oh, finally, you recognize that you can have a shield? Uh-oh. No, but look at this. Okay, look at the guys in the back. Again, they're just holding it on their arm like it's part of their costume. Like, I'm not even a well-trained warrior here, you know? This is just a hobby. I don't even care about Randall at this point. I just want to see one Highlander in the back. One. Use a shield correctly. Stop blurring out the battle. Oh, good. Jamie, move. Wide angle, please. Wide angle. Oh, we're back to this. There we go. This is so frustrating. Ah, the blurring, really? Oh, finally. Well, at least Randall's out of the picture permanently. Although this is a time travel show, he could come back. Seriously? That's it? One of the most interesting tactical battles in the war, and they didn't show it to us.
Watch this.
Watch what?
I can go back and see if I can see at least one person fighting correctly. This part, this was beautiful. Oh, I just want a whole episode of this. And then this is all close-ups. Why? There, do you see that? Right across. Right there, look at that. Beautiful. Aww. It's a good omen. I think this is him hallucinating. She hasn't come back through the stones yet.
Jimmy, are you alive, man?
Can you make sure Randall is dead this time, please? Ah, there it is. Good transition there. She's younger. Aha, 40s.
All this space just for the two of us.
Soon to be 3.
The history professor's study, I presume.
Yeah, it has some excellent bookshelves there.
Rustling up various appetizing dishes. And
Rustling.
that's what they say in America. I mean to rustle me up some victuals.
I love Frank. Oh, I remember those kinds of stoves. I love the mint green in the kitchen. I've seen that in a lot of historic houses from this time period. Oh, the cars. So gorgeous. I was out at Cinema Plaza recently, and there was a beautiful vintage car parked there, and I stopped to kind of look at it, and this other couple stopped to look at it. We stood there silently, just admiring it for a few minutes, and then one of them said, "They don't make pretty cars anymore." We kind of looked at each other and nodded. They don't.
I remember when I was having my first, my back ached something fierce, and that handsome but lazy sack of bones I call a husband never did lift a finger.
I can manage, really.
Well, of course you can manage, my dear, but why should you when you can have help? Millie Nelson.
This is so funny that Claire is cooking like this.
I swear to God, if I surprised Jerry with something other than pot roast, meatloaf, baked beans with cabbage one night, he'd up and have a heart attack. Hey, now there's an idea.
All right, I love Millie. That means everyone with him is executed.
And I linger on our account.
Go.
No. It won't be hard for them to hunt down our bedraggled lot.
This is another reason I do not like those previously on clips at the beginning of episodes. We know that they're in the house, the British are going to come, and they'll all be executed except Jamie, who gets away. Because I think Gray is going to save him. Gorgeous. This must be so weird for Claire to be here right after being in Scotland like that.
The haberdasher from Missouri has proven himself to be totally unequal to the task of assuming the mantle of Washington.
I read a piece just last week that said the president actually has more support than it appears.
I beg your pardon? Professor Randall, you're going to have to pay closer attention to your wife's reading habits. She keeps reading the Globe. The next thing you know, she'll be trying to get women into Harvard Law.
Harvard Medical enrolled female students 3 years ago.
My understanding is the girls are barely adequate in their studies. Past experience has shown few women succeed as physicians.
He just threw a gauntlet down to her, and she's gonna pick it up. And that's how she ends up as a surgeon.
I'm sure you were happy to resume more important and fitting domestic concerns for a lady with the conclusion of the war. An opportunity to examine the prospectus for the spring seminar on the Wars of the Roses.
Ooh, Wars of the Roses? That's one of my favorite topics. Wait, you're just gonna leave us with a Wars of the Roses teaser and then walk away? If you have English ancestors, which side were they on? We were Lancastrians. Team Swan, Team Swan. And Red Rose, but that was more of a later symbol.
I am Lord Melton.
Rupert Mackenzie of Leigh.
and others late of the forces of His Majesty King James.
So I surmised. I have been ordered by His Grace, the Duke of Cumberland, to execute any man found to have engaged in the recent treasonous rebellion. Does any man here claim innocence of treason?
No.
No, my lord. Traitors all.
You have an hour in which to prepare yourselves. If any of you wishes writing materials to compose a letter, perhaps the clerk of my company will attend you.
He seems like a decent fellow. I bet she is glad to have an icebox back, though.
That's the last of the bacon, I'm afraid. I'll go down to the market later this afternoon.
All right.
You know, considering how pregnant Claire is, couldn't you go to the market?
I've said it before and I'll say it again. These are an abomination.
Well, that's how they drink it here.
They are an abomination now.
It doesn't even smell like tea after weeks of sitting in these little paper diapers.
Oh, Frank.
Tea in a tin, scoop it out, put it in a pot. Is it really so difficult? Yes.
I'd like to apply for citizenship.
Really?
Oh.
I've lived all over the world and I've never really had a strong attachment to England. And I want our child to have a real home.
Our child.
Really, Claire?
It's about that. A wife who won't let me touch her. You have retreated further and further into your shell ever since we got here.
I'm sorry.
Don't walk away, Claire. It's time we dealt with this like adults.
And I've kept that bargain to the letter.
No, the bargain was that we raised this baby together. Our child hasn't even been born yet, and you will not let me in, let alone touch you, God forbid.
Well, I hear there's some lovely girls at Ratcliffe who would just die over your English accent.
Well, I'm not the one who's been fucking other people.
Ah!
This would be a great time for him to volunteer to go to the market later. I'm just saying.
But please, do it because it's what you really want to do.
Chin up.
If it was me, I'd want to go out with as much dignity as I could.
It'll be good to see him again.
Good to see the two of you together.
But I'll not go to my grave hating you for it either. The Lord will judge us both, and I trust in His mercy.
Does any man wish to be next?
Aye!
Next.
As an insomniac, I feel this scene so much. So often, you lie here just listening to sounds all night, and then your alarm goes off and you go to work with no sleep. He has his own stationery. That's adorable.
Dear Reverend, what is it?
My waters have broken.
All right.
Are they to be shot lying down?
Prop them up. Certainly. Good Lord.
I love this officer.
No man in the king's custody shall be shot lying down on my watch.
Yeah.
Not even traitors.
James. Alexander. Malcolm. Mackenzie Fraser.
A Grey always keeps his word.
Does the name John Grey mean anything to you? John Grey is my brother. He told me of his meeting with you that you then spared his life. And he made you a promise. Continue with the executions, and then find a small wagon and have it filled with hay. Pick a driver, someone discreet, by which I mean willing to accept a bribe, and have them here before it gets dark.
Yes, my lord. And, what about the prisoner, my lord?
What prisoner? Lallybroch?
There's no reason to panic.
No, I'm not panicking.
How far apart are her contracts?
She's right there.
I'm not sure.
For 3 minutes.
Just promise me one thing. Try not to throw an ashtray at that doctor.
I can't promise that.
Jamie, can you hear me?
Jamie, can you speak?
Where's my baby?
Oh, Mrs. Randall,
Where's my baby?
Claire. Claire. It's all right. Here she is. There she is. It's a baby girl.
Really can be a new beginning.
Yes. Let's make it so. I love you.
Make it so.
Where'd she get the red hair?
That was an interesting season opener. I kind of wish they spent all of it in the future, Frank and Claire dealing with their situation, and then given us an entire Culloden episode. I was hoping for a Battle of the Bastards level episode. Come on. This is the problem. Game of Thrones has just totally ruined every other series for me because the bar is so high for battle episodes, you know? I wish they had done a single flashback as well. So Jamie is lying there, he's wounded, barely conscious. Then give us the full flashback and then bring us back to Jamie lying there. Don't just keep going back and forth. What was that? What was that? And then blurring out the background like that? We are here to see the battle. We get to see Jamie all the time. We don't need to see Jamie. Go away. I realize it was probably budget. I get that. And just give us as much battle as you can. None of this going back and forth nonsense. So disappointed. The Frank and Claire stuff, however, excellent. Loved it. The way they were showing her struggle of coming to a different time period and having Frank there. Her wanting a career like that and to be her own person. I was worried last episode that we had just kind of jumped forward in time and we weren't going to get to see any of that in-between stuff. So I'm so glad that Frank is back and we get to see them. So far, season 3, I feel the same way as I did about season 2, where I love the modern stuff. Some people might be watching this for the love story or whatever's going on there, and the epic showdown between Blackjack Randall and Jamie Fraser. But at this point, they've been at each other for so long, I'm just like, oh, just end him. I don't care how it happens. I don't need to see this personal battle within the battle stuff. I just wanted to see the actual battle. You know, if Dougal had been there, I bet he would have known how to use his shield. I'm just gonna have to go watch some more Game of Thrones, aren't I? To get my battle fix. Don't worry, I will stop complaining about the Culloden fiasco. I am really fascinated to see how Claire becomes a surgeon and all of those flash forwards, and then what happens to Jamie after all this mess. So it wasn't a complete waste. I'll think of it as a setup episode for the rest of the season. And I'll just have to headcanon the rest of Culloden on my own, with my imagination.